the existence of hot Jupiters and other solar systems, but does it help us explain anything about our solar system? Specifically, does it explain those things we couldn't explain before, the asteroid belt, the Oort cloud, and the late heavy bombardment? Well, in fact, it does. We now believe that the migration of the gas giants inwards and then later, as you'll see, back outwards from the inner solar system actually disrupted all the material that was accreting inside the orbit of Jupiter, flung a bunch of it out, and left the remains behind in small rocky pieces that we now observe as the asteroid belt. It also, we believe, explains the Oort cloud, that the migration of the gas giants, including Uranus and Neptune, the gravity from these moving bodies through icy debris outwards from the center of the solar system. Much of it was lost into deep space, but the pieces that were moving slowly enough actually were held by the sun's gravity in this giant spherical halo of material that we now think is the Oort cloud.
4.6 billion years ago, our sun ignites. A cloud of dust and gas circles the infant star. Then gravity gets to work, sucking in gas, dust, ice, and rocks to form the infant planets.
The planets formed out of building blocks, smaller chunks of material, rock, ice, stuff that came together over time.
The frenzy of swirling, colliding matter leaves behind debris as rocky rubble in the asteroid belt and ice in the Kuiper belt. Then Neptune and Uranus got in on the act, scattering the debris out further.
Most of them got thrown out of the solar system forever, but the ones that didn't go on these big, long, million-year looping orbits, and that's the Oort cloud.
Billions of icy rocks were thrown out in all directions until a ball of debris formed around the whole solar system.
The Oort cloud comets are dinosaur bones of solar system formation. Contained in them are the ingredients that went up to make our planets.
Most of the Oort cloud objects will stay in this icy cloud forever, orbiting the distant sun.
Now, what mechanism would actually cause all of this disruption? We believe that it's actually something called resonance or gravitational resonance. Resonance is an effect of gravity between two orbiting objects whereby they influence each other so that they get locked in some kind of whole number ratios. One example of resonance is the Earth and the Moon, that the gravitational forces between the two objects have locked the Moon into a resonance whereby it has one rotation for one revolution around the Earth, and this is why we always see the same face of the Moon towards the Earth. In this case, the resonance occurred between the two largest gas giants, between Jupiter and Saturn, and occurred in a way that for every one orbit of Saturn, there were exactly two orbits of Jupiter. And this would have had a tremendously disruptive gravitational effect as Jupiter and Saturn kept coming together in the same part of space. And in fact, we think that one of the effects might have been to actually cause Uranus and Neptune to switch positions, that Neptune originally was closer to the sun than Uranus, and then this resonance of Jupiter actually caused them to reverse.
Millions of small gravitational tugs have made subtle changes to the planetary orbits for more than 500 million years. Earth and the other young planets may settle into conditions conducive to early life. If so, it's about to be wiped out as the gas giants Jupiter and Saturn reach a remarkable tipping point called a resonance.
As soon as Jupiter and Saturn hit the resonance, it was catastrophic. The entire solar system flew apart in just 1 million years, which is a tiny amount of time compared to the age of the solar system.
The resonance means that every time Saturn orbits the Sun once, Jupiter will go around twice. The result? Jupiter and Saturn come very close to each other in the same part of the solar system on a regular, ongoing basis, creating an immense gravity pump.
It's like pumping a kid on a swing. If you hit the kid on the swing at just the right time, you can get the motion to go higher and higher and higher.
The most dramatic effect is on the two outermost giant planets.
As all of the planets were orbiting around the solar system, having gravitational interactions with each other, one of the most amazing things that happened is that Uranus and Neptune actually switched places, so now Neptune is farther away than Uranus.
The resonance is a cataclysm whose effects sweep through the system at astounding speed, not only shifting orbits, but clearing out most of the system's small objects.
Jupiter alone is quite a gravitational bully and gradually depleted the asteroid belt. But the Jupiter-Saturn resonance caused a catastrophic depletion of both the asteroid belt and the Kuiper belt.
99% of the bodies in the asteroid and Kuiper belts are cleared.
So we have an explanation then of the formation of the asteroid belt and the Kuiper belt. But amazingly, this same mechanism also explains that mysterious period of the late heavy bombardment.
While most of them are thrown out of the system, some of them plunge inward. Drawn by the gravity of the sun, they rip through space toward the inner solar system. How will the inner planets, including the Earth, escape the onslaught? The making of our solar system reaches a violent climax 700 million years after the pre-solar cloud first began to collapse. And Earth is in the firing line. The gravitational chaos of Jupiter and Saturn is battering the inner solar system's planets and moons in an event now known as the Late Heavy Bombardment.
A lot of the material in the outer solar system, these comets, fell in towards the inner solar system, where they collided with the inner planets and the moon, creating the craters that we see today.